Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's Spade, and we just got a huge announcement today. We got drip marketed the first character from Amphorius, the new planet in 3.0, Aglaea. Now, disclaimer, the things that I'm going to be discussing in this video is a bit all over the place. These are things that I can think of from off the top and things that I can gather from what I see, from what they're presenting to us, and from what we already know in the game. So before we move on with the character and what she could provide to Honkai Star Rail, I just wanna, read this description and do my best in my voice acting and a voice acting career. So I'm going to channel my inner Aglaea and maybe this could get me some gigs, right? Okay. So let me try to make it feminine. I picked up my mic, so ASMR. Okay. Oh, noble guest from afar, the wind brought me news of you along the golden threads. My name is Aglaea, the dressmaster of Okema, and one of Amphorius's Chrysos heirs. I hope we treat each other with honesty. Bit of shorekeeper here, but okay, I put my mic down. Now let's get on to the description of her, I guess. Aglaea, weaver of gold. In that holy city kissed by the dawn, the weaver caresses the golden thread and connects destiny. Aglaea, the golden weaver, gold weaver, golden weevil. Aglaea, the gold weaver, the Chrysos heir bearing the core flame of romance. You shall summon the heroes of this world. Summon, eh? And lead them to once again embark on an endless journey where they will smite down the gods, return the divine fire, and grant rebirth to the dying land of Amphorius. So she's from the city Okema, and her status is probably divine authority. Her status is probably Nestia or Nestia, like Celestia, whatever, from Genshin. Chrysalis of gold. Okay, so let's talk about the character. So I just want to say that her dress is stunning. Well, of course, her as well looks stunning, and it's very Greek inspired, Greek influenced, from the way the details are on the dress, from the Greek columns here. And these mannequins could be, oh, now that I see the fingers, probably not, but they could be like stone carved statues, more likely mannequins. So before we move on to what she could bring to Honkai Star Rail, from the thing that I noticed before, like the first thing that I noticed, we'll talk about this later on, but the first thing that I noticed about her design is that it is very similar to Himiko. As you can see in the chest area, you have the folds and I guess weaves of the dress that is a lot similar to Himiko's dress, and as well as I mentioned before, the golden details around it. So it's either Himiko, could be from Amphorius, and she forgot about it, I guess, because she never mentioned it, or she just loves their style and decides to rock it. So yeah, so enough of Himiko. Now let's move on to the new path, Remembrance. Now we already know that Remembrance exists in the game in simulated universe. So nothing new here, but it is new to us in a sense that it is now part of a character's kit. It's part of their mechanic now. Now, what I think of Remembrance as a path for characters, I think it is going to be a lot similar to Nihility. Now, what I mean by that is that they could very well be a utility path. A lot of utility characters could also have DPS characters such as, Acheron in her path, the Nihility. Nihility. It's a hard time saying that word sometimes. But okay, let's dive into what we already know from Simulated Universe. Let me just search it up. Okay. Now let's find their description. Okay, here. Path information. The path of remembrance is centered around ice and freeze. Its blessings provide increased chances of applying freeze and dissociation, which is a debuff that freezes the enemy and deals ice damage equal to a portion of their HP after freeze is removed. So we could very well see dissociation in the mechanics of the different characters kits from Amphorius, but who knows? So from what I can tell from the information here, she could be a Jingliu support. Now, because of what it said here, the freeze and dissociation is, the main mechanic of Remembrance in Simulated Universe. It could center around that idea. And another thing to support this theory is we just got drip marketed the Herda previously, like the previous day. So we can kind of deduce that 3.0 could be a patch, a version for ice characters. So that is why I think that Jingliu could make a comeback. We just talked about her in my previous video, that she is a very strong and self-sufficient character. She doesn't really lack anything, but she doesn't have a dedicated support that will elevate her to around the same level as the characters that we already have now. So she could very well be a Jingliu support. Hopefully, all those Jingliu havers finally get to use their Ice Queen again. So that is one route that I think that they could go. That is the route that I'm leaning more towards. But she could also be part of the summon meta. Now, it says here in her description, you shall summon the heroes of this world. So, from my reaction that I had earlier, she could be part of the summon meta, and she could be a support for summon characters as well, just because they use the word lead. Obviously, that could mean nothing, but just, part of the story. But who knows, maybe it's gonna be part of her kit. She could be a utility support of Remembrance. So those are my thoughts right now from what I can gather. I'm from either of the route. Like I just said, I think she is going to be a ice support character, provide utility for Jingliu, and probably even the Herda, so we could start seeing ice characters pop off in this patch. Or she could be in the summon meta. That's all I can deduce for now. And the one thing that I know for sure is that this patch is going to, empty my wallet, or so to say. It's gonna drain my jades down the drain. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how Remembrance could synergize with the other paths that we already have in the game. And yeah, that is all I can think about right now. There's probably more to discuss. I'll just leave that to y'all in the comments. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And who else is excited for 3.0? I am, but yeah, to not drag this video any longer, I'm just gonna end it here. All right, bye.